hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could have turned out like your homeboy. Being on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had goal. Brand new you on the old time road. Take
If I push that, that's not it.
you could have took a bunch of dust. Slay, got a little wisdom while you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing gang things. Living super clean.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, great. You can hear me now. Great, awesome, fabulous. Okay. I am not going to hit the table. Remind me not to hit the table because that's what happened. Okay. All right. Father, help me. I'm all kerfuffled right now. This what happened when I be trying to do stuff by myself and my husband's not here, but he's out working. He's out working like real men do. Larnice, shalom and shalom, sis. Rich Bior, shalom and shalom. Angelina, thank y'all so much for joining me today. I have missed y'all. I hope y'all have missed me. Okay, so anyway, sorry I'm late. I was trying to explain earlier why I was late. So just to wrap it up, long story short, one of our chicks flew on top of our dog crate, and the dog crate has holes in the top. So the dog was taking pieces out of the bottom of her foot. She has a like real nasty gash on the bottom of her foot. I had to clean it up, and I hope she's gonna be okay. Like, I hate that I Googled it because Google will tell you like the craziest stuff. So now I'm afraid she's gonna die. Because Google's just like, oh, well, dogs have bacteria that's dangerous to chickens and da 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 da. So pray for my little chick that she be okay. But that's why I'm late. But I'm here now. I am here now. Shalom and shalom to everyone. I have missed y'all. I've been through a few things. Oh, we have to change the YouTube name because it's no longer Monologue Magad. It is now, let me change it while we on Meet the Monos. Oh, hold on. I had the cap lock on, so now we look all crazy. See, I didn't have time to do all this because I was wrapping up a chicken foots. I am at Miss Mono's World in these content creator streets, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the places the content creators be. Like, share, follow, subscribe. Y'all, I had to make a scarecrow today. I'm going to post the video as soon as we get it edited. I'm going to try to have it up tomorrow. I thought my husband was going to do it today, but he, like I said, he's been working all day. But so some squirrels and birds and all kind of woodland creatures are eating up my food in my garden. So I'm trying to do natural pest control. We don't want to spray any chemicals back there because we eat the food. And we have chickens living back there and we eat their eggs. So we try to keep everything as, natural as possible. We definitely don't want to spray anything back there. But the squirrels are relentless. And let me just say, as a small mini farmer, I don't mind tithing to nature. I absolutely understand that bugs eat plants and so on and so forth. I get it, but save some for me, please. So we had to build a scarecrow, and it was funny. I will show y'all that video here soon. Um, so I've been through a lot. Like I've been through a lot in this time that I haven't been with y'all. It started right no. We were trying to make some changes. We were trying to make some changes to how we were doing the show to try to, get a more broader reach, get it out there more, get the clips circulating more, stuff like that. Um, and then I had to have a surgery, which ended up being more complicated than it had to be because of an allergic reaction to the stuff they use to prepare your skin. Yeah, it was crazy. So what should have took a couple of days wound up taking like 2 weeks. Um, and I still have like scars. I mean, more than I would have if it were not for the allergic reaction. But prayerfully, a little cocoa butter, a little Mederma or something will clear that up. Um, but so yeah, I had the surgery, and I was laid up, couldn't work out, couldn't exercise. But I was eating. And so you know how that is. Like when I finally got up and could walk around, I was disgusted with myself. I was too close to the next tens of digits, if y'all know what I'm saying. Like I was too close to that. You know how you had that limit? My limit is a 5. I'm not telling y'all how much I weigh, but it's a 1 and then another number and then there's a 5. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We could fluctuate between the 0 and the 5, no problem. But once we get past that 5, I start having issues. And because being laid up from the surgery and stuff like that, I was having issues. But so I slowly started getting myself back together, started working out and stuff. And I remember we went to a wedding, a vow renewal. It was so beautiful, such a beautiful ceremony. But this was my first time out after my surgery, and my allergic reaction had not totally healed. Um, and so my whole stomach was red. My entire stomach was red. It was itchy. It was burning. It hurt for shirts. Like I couldn't stand for my shirt to touch my stomach. It was horrible. So my first event out after the surgery and everything, and of course I had to put on my shapewear, right? Because I had that extra 2 weeks of weight on me. Um, and I wore black, so it was okay. But I knew. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew what I usually look like, and I knew that this was not how I would want to present my best self. Okay. But anyway, it was cool. It was cool. But a few people looked me up and down, like up and down. And I did not like that. I felt very self-conscious. And then one person even had the nerve to be like, "Oh, we holding it all together." Don't comment on who, excuse me? You don't know what a woman is going through at any time. And it was another woman. And we women can be so harsh with each other. But it was another woman saying that to me. And I was like, you don't know me like that. You don't know my story. You don't know what I'm going through. I could be pregnant. I mean, anything could be going on in here. But anyway, and so just in recovering and going through everything, it really just kind of changed my outlook on life. And I know most people you know, most people feel like surgery is not a big deal unless it's like your heart or your lungs or some vital organ, right? And you could tell that by the rate of cosmetic surgery that goes on in this country or in the world in general. It's not just this country. In the world in general, people don't think about the fact that some person is putting you to sleep, paralyzing you, controlling your blood pressure, controlling your breathing, like controlling every aspect of your body. And one human error can take you up out of here or can handicap you or complicate your life in ways that you had not previously thought of, right? And y'all know I used to be a surgical tech. I was a nationally certified surgical tech. So I understand the brevity of going under anesthesia. Like, it's not lost on me at all. So for me, it was a very humbling experience. It was humbling because thank God I made it out. Like, all praises to the Most High. Everything went well. Yeah, I had a little hiccup in recovery, but I'm okay. I'm healthy. I'm fully functioning. Like, the surgery did what it was supposed to do. So all praises to the Most High. Like, it just makes me that much more thankful, that much more grateful. And I feel like it made me a bit more introspective. Like, I just want to be in my little bubble. Really, I just want to be with my family and be in my home, and it just makes me it made me it renewed my appreciation, let me say, for life, for like little things. Like, I remember I went hiking with 3 of my kids, and we got to like the top of this hill, standing over a waterfall, and it was just so it was awe-inspiring for me. It was like a reminder. It was a moment. It was like, this is the stuff worth living for. These are the things that you want to live for. It's not about the superficial stuff, right? And I know at this time it might sound crazy for me to say that money is a superficial thing. Because we very much need it to live. Now, I'm not ever going to be one of them people that's like, oh, money is so unnecessary. No, because I enjoy the fruit of having money. Okay. So I'm not saying that money is not important at all. But what I am saying is, and especially for someone like me who makes content, I hate to call it content, but I guess it is. For someone like me who makes content and, previously was getting on here every week, but not seeing the growth that I wanted, if I can be transparent with y'all for a little bit. I wasn't seeing the growth that I wanted. And I was ready to give it up. I was ready to give up. But through this time of like the surgery and the recovery and just reflecting on everything after that, it's like, it doesn't matter if 1,000 people are listening to me if I'm not reaching anyone, right? Because why am I doing this? Like, why am I here? What do I keep giving up this block of time for? What am I putting my energy towards? For what? When you do something and you see other people being successful at the same thing, you feel like, oh, okay, well, let me do that too. But sometimes, no, a lot of the times, most of the time, it doesn't work like that. Like, most of the time, and let me say, especially if you're ministry focused, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be, you're going to go viral for saying this. People don't like to hear the Bible quoted to them. They don't like to hear the Bible referenced. They like sound bites, right? We're in the day and time of sound bites. Whatever sounds good, whatever I can repost, it's going to get a lot of shares. Whatever I can put in my stories, is going to help me go viral. That's what people want to share. Unfortunately, the practical application of biblical knowledge is not a hot topic these days. And it never has been. I mean, the Bible tells us you're not going to be on both sides. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I wasn't always, and I'm going to be honest with you, it took some maturity in me to realize that I'm for who I'm for. And I realized that in my personal life, right? Because I'm not much of a people person. My husband is a people person, life of the party, okay? We walk in and he's making a beeline for the dance floor and I'm over here trying to find the food. We just two different people. And so even in watching him in ministry, it can get very frustrating because I'm his wife. Like, but hey, if the people if it's only one or two people that's going to respond to my voice, then all praises to the Most High. My job is done. It's not my job to force the people to want to ingest information that they're not interested in. You can't beat people down with the truth. You can't guilt people into listening to you, even when you feel like you're saying something right. Even when you feel like, hey, I'm sitting up here talking the gospel to y'all. Like I'm talking some good stuff to y'all. You cannot force people to go along with that program. Our kids, our spouses. That's why I be telling y'all, be very careful about who you get with. And here's what's crazy, right? Because we'll be in the world. This is not my topic at all, by the way. But we'll be in the world. We'll be living in sin. Let me not say we be in the world because we are in the world. We be living in sin. And we're out here meeting people while we're living in sin. And your standards while you're living in sin are lower than your standards when you call yourself living in salvation. You're living in sin. You don't care. You just want somebody to make you feel good. Right? You want somebody to take you out, wine you down, you tell you you're pretty, and make you feel good. You don't care how he feels about the Lord. You don't care when the last time he picked up his Bible. You don't care when the last time he was in a prayer meeting. You could give two hoots in the world when's the last time he spoke with an elder? Does he even have an elder leading him? You do not care. All you care is that he make your go ooh ooh. That's all you care about, right? And then what happens? Because you still hear salvation calling you. It's still going to keep calling you. No matter how far you think you run away, you can get with the biggest drug dealer in your town. Salvation is still going to be calling you. You hear the call of the salvation, and so now you want to get married, and say he does decide to marry you. You are trying to go about marriage in a way that's biblical, and he is not. And it's nobody's fault but your own. Because he never lied to you about who he was. You were just so desperate to get married that you were like, oh, okay, fine, whatever, no problem. I will work with this. I'll make this work. I'll just pray my way through and make it work. And then that's what you signed up for. And now you're mad that you got what you signed up for. But anyway, where was I? Because I didn't even mean to go off on that. Where was I? Yeah, so who is for is who it's for. Right? Who is for is who is for. And so I had to realize that it's not my job to reach everyone. You're not going to reach everyone. You're not going to. You may not even reach the people who come to you and ask you for help or come to you and ask you for advice. They may not even receive anything you have to say. It's not about me. This is not about me. If I'm coming to you with a biblical standpoint and I'm offering you advice from a biblical standpoint, you're not rejecting me. It's nothing personal. And that's a lesson that I had to learn. And since we're talking about this little sidebar, I don't know if y'all saw the Kevin Hart roast. I don't know. Cause I'm pro-black. Okay, I'm blackity blackity black black black. Sunday to Sunday, from 12 midnight to 12 midnight. Yes, Israelite, but for colloquial purposes, I'm blackity black black. My husband black, my kids are black, my car is black. Okay. And I have come to a point, I have come to a point where I've decided not to let racism bother me anymore. I don't care. Why would I succumb to ignorance? And now hear what I'm saying about not letting racism bother me anymore. You can say what you want. You can call me the N-word all day. Who cares? Who cares? Is it more important for me to get into an altercation with an ignorant individual, thereby altering my life and causing my family and myself to suffer? Or is it better for me to just laugh and walk away and go on about my business and prove that I am, in fact, not what you think that I am? And we don't have to agree. I don't have to agree to prove to you that I'm not what you think that I am. Just because I'm not fighting back doesn't mean that I believe what you're saying. You have a right to say what you want to say. Okay, cool, beans, whatever. Just don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch my children. I had to get into it with this Caucasian lady one time because she was like, "Oh my God, I love y'all's hair. Can I touch your hair?" No. Can I touch your kids' hair? Absolutely not. And this was a few years ago, so I was not as mature as I am now, but I was ready to 1-2 step on her face. Do not prepare yourself to touch my hair, my children's hair. Don't pet my dog. Okay, that's just how I feel about it. Do not pet my dog. But I feel like the reaction to this roast is really crazy, and maybe it's because I've been watching roasts for a long time. I've been watching roasts on Comedy Central for a long time. Do y'all remember the roast of Flavor Flav? Does nobody remember what they did to Flavor Flav and how bad they talked about Flavor Flav? They was calling him all kind of roaches and monkeys. They was talking about the girls on his show. I mean, they tore Flavor Flav up. And this was on Comedy Central. This was before Netflix. This was on Comedy Central. And the whole world laughed. We all laughed. It was so funny. So I'm not understanding why this roast is kept. Maybe this is the whole elder millennial versus Gen Z thing. Or yeah, I guess this would be Gen Z that's doing the complaining right now. No, I'm serious. Don't touch my dog. I hate when people pet my dog because I feel like it's my dog. Don't touch my dog. But yeah, so yes, it wasn't okay, it was embarrassing. Yes. It would have never happened if it wasn't a roast. But this is what roasts are. Like the guest of honor, the person who's being roasted, I mean, they go all through their life. There's like no hold bar. It's like nothing's off limits at a roast. I just don't understand why everybody is so up in arms about this. One, because again, it's a roast. This is what they do. But two, because Black people in Hollywood are not like regular Black people. And I don't know how long it's going to take y'all to accept this. I don't know how many O's was on that check, but apparently it was enough for not just Kevin Hart, but Cheryl Underwood and Regina Hall to cash in their dignity, allegedly, according to the complaint. Because you can't get on Kevin Hart and saying, oh, he shouldn't have done that, and not say nothing about Cheryl Underwood and Regina Hall being right there. And notice I didn't mention Tiffany Haddish because I don't expect any better from her. She's already shown us who she is. But so if you got that smoke for Kevin Hart, you got to have smoke for all of them because nobody was there for free. They got up, they read their scripts, and they told their jokes. And I don't care how much Regina Hall tried to not be a part of it, like sitting there making her faces and having that corny script. She was still there. She was still a part of it, and she still took that check. So we should have that same smoke for all of them. But so back to my original story. I was telling the lady not to pet the dogs, not to pet my dog. Now I got to go back and remember where I was. I did too. I felt bad for Flavor Flav too. But again, he signed up for it. Like, this is what we got to understand. They didn't just pick an innocent Black person. No, he signed up for it. He got a check for it. And he said, in taking that check, because actions speak louder than words, he said that whatever little bit of dignity or whatever feelings of his that they had hurt was worth that check. And he took that check. So as far as I'm concerned, why am I gonna my voice is mute at this point. I have nothing to say. He got that check. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at Meet the Monos. I love that name. I love that name. So yeah, I wanted to share that with y'all because it was really I feel like my priorities have shifted when it comes to outreach, when it comes to ministry, when it comes to other things. Like, my family's always been my priority. I love those people. They are my absolute favorite people in the world. But as far as everything else, I'm just shifting my focus and I just want to be meaningful. I want to be meaningful, even if it's for one person. I want to be meaningful. As I was working through my issues and growing up, I always kind of took solace in the fact that my testimony could help other women. That made me, I'm not going to say feel better about it, but it gave me solace. It gave me solace from the guilt. It gave me solace from the regret. Like, okay, it's not going to be all for nothing. There can still be some good that comes out of this because we overcome by the word of our testimony, right? So hopefully my testimony can help other people, right? And what's so crazy is that I see women who have my same testimony or are currently living the life that I was living before, and they get online and they give out the most superficial, nonsensical advice. And people flock to it. You have the Shira Sevens, and the Tasha K's of the world, and the I don't know any like other women that are getting. Heck, let's look at the baddies. I mean, I guess we don't have to go far. Look at the baddies. Look at Meg Thee Stallion. Look at the rap girlies. I mean, they're all just out here, doing their thing. And of course, right? Because it seems fun. They're out here getting money, and it seems fun, and it seems like a good time. But why are you doing it? Because you're not getting them checks like them. So why are you? And so I was talking to this one sister, and she was, going through something. And look, I'm a realist. I'm a realist. I don't have time to beat around the bush. And like, this is why I don't do big friend groups. I finally realized it. This is why I don't do large friend groups, because I don't like a bunch of small talk. It's exhausting. My brain gets tired. I just can't do it. And so I'm not one for small talk. I'm not one for beating around the bush. Like, if there's something going on, can we just call it out so we can start working on it and get to the fun stuff? And so my question would have to be, what are you doing this for? Why are you living like that? Why are you making the decisions that you're making? I don't believe that we always make conscious decisions when we are making major decisions. I don't believe that we stop and think about what we are doing enough. I don't believe that we stop and think about why we're doing the things we do enough. Jordan, shalom and shalom. Thank you for joining me. And so that's one thing that we really stress to our children. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the Julio Fulio trial. If you haven't, I mean, you can Google it. It's everywhere. They're in the sentencing phase now. So it's been 4 people have been charged with the murder of Julio and then the attempted murder of 3 people who were with him who were also shot in that same incident. So the girl has already been sentenced, and I don't remember what her sentence was. I'm assuming it's the same thing. But the 4 gentlemen that were being held on trial now, and I use the word gentleman loosely. I'm sorry, they committed a murder. The 4 men that are on trial, young men that are on trial right now, they've all been found guilty of first-degree murder and a bunch of other charges. And apparently in Florida, the only choice is life without parole or the death penalty. Call me ignorant. I'm trying to figure out the difference. I'm trying to figure out the difference. Because, I mean, as far as I understand, like when you are on death row, aren't you sitting on death row for years? It's not like an automatic thing. You get like all these appeals and stuff. It's a process, right? And then I did think about it. Like maybe I'm thinking about it as a free person right now. Maybe if my only options were to live the rest of my life in jail or to be executed, I would want to live the rest of my life in jail. I don't know, right? I don't know. But they're doing the sentencing trials right now. And so their families are testifying, and like they and their defense teams are trying to plead for life without parole, and the prosecution is trying to plead for the death penalty for all 4 of them. But when at least 2 of these kids, with Sean Gathright and Isaiah Chance, I listened closely to their families' testimonies about them. The one kid, Sean, has traveled internationally. He's had such a privileged upbringing. He was doing good in school. He was on a career path. The other kid, Isaiah, was trying to be a merchant seaman. He had a troubled childhood, but he was getting his life together. Like it seemed like they were all going down the right path. And as a matter of fact, the kid Sean wasn't even in a gang. The police had no prior run-ins with Sean at all. This is first time dealing with the police. A murder rap. It's crazy. So now they're sitting there trying to plead for their lives. Why didn't they stop and think about what they were doing before they did it? And I'm not saying this as someone who has never done anything stupid. Okay. I realize that it is only by the mercy and grace of God that I'm able to sit here before you intact, mentally in my right mind, physically healthy, spiritually healthy, emotionally healthy. It's only by the grace of God that I'm a free woman. It is only by God's grace. So I'm not judging. I'm not speaking as someone who's never had to. I'm not talking as someone who's never made stupid decisions. But this is why we stress so much to our children. Stop and think about what you're doing. And more importantly, don't set yourself up to fall for these situations. How do you set yourself up? By the people that you hang around. The people that you hang around are your setup for your future. So if you're hanging around a bunch of bums, then there goes your future. If you're hanging around a bunch of thieves, there you go. The people you hang around are how you set yourself up. And so we always are telling them, make sure you're making conscious decisions. Please think about everything that you're doing. It only takes one split second, a yes instead of a no, a turn to the right instead of a turn to the left. It really is that easy. And then next thing you know, you're just sitting there hopeless, helpless, and crying before the judge, the jury, and the executioner. And what can anybody say? You took a life. What can anybody say? You turned around and got pregnant by this bum. He told you he ain't want to get married. He told you he ain't want nothing to do with you. Heck, he told you he ain't want no more kids. And now you sitting here pregnant and helpless. Now you sit up here heartbroken and depressed and in despair when all you had to do was turn around and say no. When you heard the Holy Spirit say no. And you know what's so crazy? A lot of y'all be chasing your heartache. You be chasing it. They don't want nothing to do with you, but you're going to make them like you. And then you wonder why your feelings are hurt. I want us all to examine why we are living the way we're living and doing the things that we're doing. Especially in this day and time of increased knowledge, increased communication, when you can get a hold of any doctrine that you want to, right? You can Google anything, any kind of way and find permission for it, or find something that's contrary to or find something that's contrary to the word of the Most High to excuse whatever you feel that I'm sorry, you guys. This is my child. What do you want? I don't know why she's calling back to back. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, I forgot where I was. Yes, okay. I want us all to sit and think about why we're doing the things that we're doing, right? Especially, like I said, in this time when you can get a hold of any doctrine and you can find anything to pacify you. You can find people who will twist the Bible up to make you feel like that it is pretty much okay to do anything you want to do. It is crazy. And so what you have to understand is, what is your intention behind the way you live? If you say that you are living to please the Most High, then why are you doing that? What is your purpose in that? I often go back to, because I don't believe that I was just so wonderful and so smart and so wise to just know to love the Most High, right? Hold on, I'm looking up this verse I wanted to bring out to y'all. I don't believe that I'm that smart to have chosen to love the Most High. I don't believe that I am just that wise that even through all my sin, even through all my back and forth and my running around, that, I'm just so wonderful that the Most High just chose to keep his hands on me, or I'm just that flexible. I'm just that slick that, I was able to escape the hands of the enemy. I don't believe any of that is by chance. So this verse often helps me to remember. Hold on one second. I'm trying to decide where to start. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Well, it's pretty simple. 1 John 4:19. We love because he first loved us. It's literally that simple. We love him because he first loved us. There's no other reason you love God. You're not so smart and so wonderful. Your mother wasn't just that much of a disciplinarian and a woman of God. Not saying that she's not those things, but even with all her influence, the only reason you were able to love God is because he loved you first. He loved you enough to give you to parents who taught you the way, or he loved you enough to send someone to reach out to you while you were lost in sin. He loved you enough to put you in a situation to where you could find your way back to him. It's nothing that you've done that's so great. Remember the great delusion that's coming and the days being cut short, unless the very elect should be deceived. The very people that the Most High chose himself are in danger of being deceived, and you have the nerve to think that you're just such a great person that you keep yourself in line. I have a problem with people who so freely abuse the word of God to substantiate their own pleasures. And in particular, and we talked about this in our Bible study, but there's a new doctrine going around that's telling women that it's okay to have sex outside of marriage because they cannot find a verse in the Bible that says, women, keep your legs closed until you're married, because that is not printed out in black and white print. Then, oh, you can, it's okay. You know that line about getting over, in order to get over an old man, you need to get under a new one? That's not biblical. That's not biblical at all. Nowhere in the Bible does it say, oh, when you break up with that dude, it's okay, just hop on another one. That's not what it says at all. The Bible speaks repeatedly about shameless women, about hard-headed daughters, about women who bring their fathers to shame. And so if my intent is not to bring my father to shame, I'm not going to participate in activities that he in his word says bring him shame. There's a verse in Sirach that talks about the hard-headed daughter and how she'll have her quiver open to every arrow. This is shameful behavior. Do you really want to please your father? Or are you trying to put on appearances? I hate appearances. I hate people that live by appearances because it's phony to me. It's phony to me. My life is what it is. And because I put myself on this internet every week and I claim to be offering practical application of biblical knowledge and principles, I expect you to examine my life. I expect you to. As a person who claims that I feel that the Most High has led me to be active in ministry, for a person who claims to live by Titus 2, 3, and 5 with my whole chest, proudly an older woman, examine my life by all means. Interview my husband and my children by all means. Test the spirit by the spirit. That prove a friend, it applies to other people in your life too. And that's the problem. I mean, look at this whole Dr. Cheyenne Bryant situation. Y'all was lining up to listen to this heifer and buying her books and just, ooh, she this and ooh, she that. And the whole time she was a fraud. A doctor of nothingness. She not even that. I'd be surprised if this child got her high school diploma at this point. But it sounds good, right? It tickles the ear. It does not leave you with any responsibility. That's why the internet likes sound bites. Sound bites don't include responsibilities. I can just say something to make it sound cute. Nobody's ever going to check me on it because the internet doesn't care about nuance. So why are you living the way that you're living? Why are you sleeping with that man that's not your husband? Why are you sleeping with that woman who's not your wife? Why are you stealing? Even if it's $20 here, $5 there, $10, $15 here, it's still stealing. Stealing is stealing. Why are you jealous of your sister? Why are you coveting what your sister has? Why are you hateful? And there's nothing wrong with wanting. There's nothing wrong with looking at your sister and be like, dang, sis, that is nice. Oh, I wish I could get one of those. Nothing wrong with that. Celebrate your sister by all means. But when you feel that little jealous spirit try to rise up, you got to put that in check because the Bible tells you jealousy leads to murder. You have to put that jealousy in check. No, I'm thankful for my sister and I'm happy with her. And Lord, if you see fit to bless me, thank you. And mean it. It's the little seeds that go unchecked. Sorry, you guys. Let me try to work on this camera real quick.
One time. Yeah. 3 times. 4 times. Doing gang things. Living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing. One time. Yeah. 3 times. 4 times. Doing gang things. Living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the trestle. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then.
All right, y'all, my bad. Look, I'm here by myself trying to work this out. Now the Zoom all toe up. But I'm going to wrap this up before the camera gives out on me again. Now y'all get to see everything going on around here. So, hold on one second. Oh, this is so crazy having to do this by myself. Okay, there we go. All right. See what I be going through with my husband not here. He think I be playing, but I don't be. All right, so real quick, I just want to wrap this up. Why are you living the way that you're living? Whether you're choosing to live in salvation or whether you're choosing to live in sin, which I hope you are not, why are you doing it? That's what we need to think about. And if you are considering yourself living in salvation, I want to encourage you to do so with a pure heart and not with any other motive. Um, Not saying not to run to God in times of trouble, but in times of trouble should not be the only time that the Most High hears from you. You should not be using prayer as a 911 call. This should be a call you make every day. It should not be a surprise. When you go to pray, it should be like picking up a conversation, not starting a whole new one. Like if I go to a text thread that's already active, I don't have to introduce myself every time I start a new text. I just start talking like, hey, y'all, what's going on? We're already in conversation. We already talk all the time. You already know me. I already know you. We've talked recently enough that, we know what's going on in each other's lives. Nothing has to be explained or anything like that. So it should be the same in your relationship with the Most High. When you go to talk to him, it shouldn't feel like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? It shouldn't feel like a burden. It should be a pleasure. It should be a relaxing time. And if you have a problem in that area, ask the Most High to help you. He wants to help you pray. He wants to help you talk to him, like he wants relationship with you. So make sure your heart is pure. Make sure your intentions are pure, not just towards the Most High, but to also your brothers and sisters, to other people. And I get people issues. I understand, hey, sometimes you might have to cut a person off. Sometimes for the sake of your salvation, you may have to cut a person off. And that doesn't mean you have to hate them or be angry for whatever reason. Y'all just ain't meant to, and that's okay. That is A-okay. But just know that, right? Just know that, understand that. And like I said, just always make sure your intentions are pure. And listen, and I was trying to tell a story earlier, but I got backtracked. I'm not going to hold y'all much longer. I was talking to a sister who was in sin, like actively living in sin. And what was so crazy was she just kept complaining the whole time, though. Like, she was complaining about the guy she was sleeping with. She was complaining about her living conditions. She was just complaining. So I was like, well, girl, why are you doing it? I don't know. What? You don't know? So you mean to tell me that you're actively in sin? You have to deal with the guilt of your conscience and you have no explanation for why you're doing the things that you're doing? That doesn't make any sense to me. I come from old school church where they used to say, well, if you're going to hell, at least enjoy the ride. But y'all going to hell for nothing. You're going to be bored going to hell? That just sounds crazy. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? And this is not an endorsement for living in sin. I'm not telling you to live in sin. I want you to think about, is what you're doing worth what you're giving up? Because in the case of salvation, it is 1,000%. 1,000%. My life of righteousness is nothing compared to my life before. So I know why I get up every day and choose righteousness. Again, not because I'm so great, because he loved me first. But then that's one, and then like 1A is because I love it here. I love it here. Why would I want to go back to the muck and the mire, the dirt, the field, why would I want to go back to that? So, ma'am, sis, cousin, or brother, whoever's listening, what's the point of you doing what you're doing? Do you really feel like the sin you're committing is going to pay off the way righteousness would? The wages of sin is death, and we've seen it proven over and over again. We see what happens to these women when they come off the streets. There are some things that you get into that mark you forever. They will mark you forever. There are some things that certain people will look at you and know, oh yeah, she used to, yep, she used to do this. Yep, she used to do that. Stop looking for things to have to get delivered from. Stop looking for burdens to pick up because that's all you're doing when you're sinning. You know that's not the way you want to live. Your heart, your spirit constantly cries out for relationship with the Most High, but you have not strengthened your spirit enough to keep your flesh in check. And I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. That's not what I'm saying at all. But are you at least taking steps to get away from it? I understand struggle. I don't understand wallowing. I understand getting right up from doing the thing that you were not supposed to be doing. And the guilt hits you and you start to repent and you start to feel bad. Like, why can't I do any better? What is wrong with me? A lot of it, I feel like, is a overemphasis on spirituality and not enough emphasis on, again, practical application and personal physical responsibility. We were not given practical solutions to deal with our temptations. All they told you was stop having sex. Well, what else am I supposed to do with all this energy, ma'am, sir? Sir, ma'am. How do I deal with these thoughts? I'm a grown adult. What am I supposed to be doing then? How do I prevent it? Because as far as I know, when I go on dates, how do I prevent it? Help me. What do I do? This is why I give y'all practical advice. Stop going behind. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. I'm not opposed to talking to a therapist. Go to the doctor. See what's wrong with you. We have to stop using spirituality as an excuse to neglect the other areas of our life. If you're having emotional, mental, and physical issues, you need to have those seen about. I'm not saying not to pray. That's the first thing you should be doing. But faith without works also applies to your health. It don't just apply to money. It don't just apply to habits. It don't just apply when you want it to. It applies to your health as well. I know somebody right now, body falling apart, will not change their diets. Why? Because they pray to God to remove the bad stuff and the calories from their food. And dead serious. Dead serious. They pray to God to remove the bad stuff from their food, but you're still sick. Like you're literally falling apart in front of us. You have to take personal responsibility. You can't ask God to remove the sugar and you keep reaching for the Twinkies. The Twinkie is supposed to have it. The Twinkie is not wrong. You are. The ice cream is not wrong. Why are you rebuking the ice cream? Rebuke yourself and go for a walk. We got to start getting real because it's only going to start getting harder to be righteous. I'm telling you, and I love my headset. I love playing VR headset. I ain't lying. I might tell you a joke, but I don't lie. And I can't believe it. In this day and time, when it's so easy to exercise and it's so accessible, and healthy alternatives are so accessible, there are still people who will, yeah, I don't know. I love watching My 600-Pound Life. I don't know why. I think it helps to keep me in check, honestly. I think that's why I watch it, because it helps me to, But, I mean, people sitting here eating themselves to death because they don't want to exercise the fruit of the spirit, which is self-control. It's the same self-control you want people to exercise when you don't want them to have sex outside of marriage, but you can't exercise that self-control when it's time to eat. You can't exercise that self-control when it comes to that mouth. How you talking to them kids and that husband. Just because they're your kids don't mean you have the right to verbally abuse them. And yes, verbal abuse is a real thing. Just because you grew up and you're used to your relatives talking to you crazy, personal testimony, just because you're used to getting cussed at and yelled at all the time does not mean that you have a right to subject your children to that same behavior. And that's a lesson I had to learn myself. Yes, 600-pound life and the commentary. And the commentary is, I know, I gotta stop. But hey, okay. It doesn't. Nothing gives us as women the right to abuse those who we have been put in charge of, or those who we are to be a helpmeet to. Our husbands and our children. Yes, we go through hormonal changes. Yes, I understand. It's only about 2 weeks out of the month when you're emotionally stable. I get it. But it's 2026. You can track your cycles now. There's 2026. You can get medicine over the phone. You use Amazon for everything else. There are things to help you. And then there's also you being mature enough to articulate to the people around you what you need and what you are going through. Find an article on it and send it to the man. Find a video on it and send it to the man. Take him to the doctor with you. Are you trying to help the people around you understand what you're going through as you're navigating it yourself? Yes, it's hard. Nobody prepares us for these crazy changes that start happening like mid-30s. I know nobody ever showed me that video. We learned about everything else in sex ed but perimenopause and menopause. All they taught us in sex ed was how to make a baby. Nobody tells you what happens after you make said babies. But it's not an excuse to not exercise self-control. And it's not an excuse if your intention is to please the Most High, then certain things you're just not going to do. Certain words you're not going to say, certain ways you're not going to talk to people. Let me tell y'all something. There's certain things I just will not say to my husband. I will never put my husband down. I will never talk junk about his efforts, about his work. I just refuse to do that. My intention is to first and foremost please the Most High, and secondly, to be a help to my husband, to be a fortress of strength and peace, to be a pillar of support. That means even in my anger, I don't tear him down. I don't call him names. I don't attack him. Because it is my intent to only support and not tear down. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? So even in my anger, I would rather just walk away. We had a little misunderstanding this week. I went back and apologized. And I didn't like the way he was talking to me when I apologized. So I said my little apology and I was like, okay, are you done? And I got off the phone. Why? Because I never want to be a part of anything that's going to hurt him. I never want to tear him down. I never want to make him feel any less than the awesome husband and father that he is. So even in anger, walk away. It's too easy to walk away. It's too easy to hang up. You have to make it your heart's intentions to do the right thing. Once that is your heart's intention, then your choices should follow that intention. Changing your mind is not easy. The Bible says that we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. That it's not easy. It's something that the Most High has to do, and it is a constant work. You have to retrain yourself on how to think about things. You have to stop looking at things and thinking like, oh, why don't I have this? Why don't no? I am thankful that this is what I do have. Even if you listen, even if you riding around in a little hoopty, it's your hoopty and it's dependable. And this day and time, be thankful that you don't have to pay for freaking premium gas. Like, that's another reason to be thankful. Freaking premium is like $4.60. Thank God for my little Kroger Plus card. And my husband think I just want to spend money when I go to Kroger. No, I be trying to get them cents off the gallon so I don't have to pay so much for gas. It used to only cost $40 to fill up my gas tank. Now we at 60. That's ridiculous. So be thankful for what you do have. And make it your intention to be thankful for what you do have. Make it your intention to change your mind. And it is a work, and you get tired, you stay watching the big girl shows. I do. I really think it's inspiration for me to keep myself in check. I really did. It's inspiration for me because I particularly put it on when I'm feeling hungry. Like, all praises to the Most High. See, thank you, sis. I appreciate you saying this. I really do, because like I was saying earlier, sometimes it just gets discouraging. But thank you. Can't wait to see you for F3 this year. So yeah, just ooh, that's my time, y'all. Look, I said I wasn't gonna hold y'all long. But let's rethink about how we're thinking about things, how we're looking at our life. And I assure you, I am almost willing to place a bet on a sporting app that once you start doing this and once you start making a conscious effort, it will become easier. It will become easier to look at your blessings, to appreciate what you do have, to be content with where you are, whether you have a little or whether you have a lot. We all need to be content with where we are and what we have, okay? While also striving for salvation. That is one thing that you cannot hunger and thirst enough for, right? All praises to the Most High. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Angelina, you have touched my heart. You really have. Let me run through some church announcements real quick. Do not forget about the F3 Friendship Family Fest 2026. This year's theme is Under the Covering, as we will be under the cover arena at Jim R. Miller Park in Cobb County. If you want to look it up, it is a 3,500 capacity arena. Okay, so you don't have to worry about tents. You don't have to worry about any of that. There are bleachers. So, hey, you don't even have to bring a chair this year. So head over to at F3 Friendship Family Fest on social media and 3mgmusic.com. That is the website where you can buy your tickets, sign up to be a vendor, donate to another family, be a sponsor, all that good stuff. 3mgmusic.com. Follow me on the socials at Miss Mono's World, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the places the content creators be. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube. It is at Meet the Monos. We did change the name. So, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. It is my prayer to start being live with you every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We do have our Wednesday evening prayer call. That prayer call is at 7 p.m. right before this live here. We just take about 20-30 minutes, just, go into prayer for each other. So if you would like to be a part of that prayer call, please send me a DM on any of my socials at Miss Mono's World, and I will add you to the chat. If you want to email me questions, advice, concerns, you can reach out to me at missmonosworld@gmail.com. I thought I had a ticker here for it, but I don't. missmonosworld@gmail.com is my email if you would like to reach out. Please, y'all. Please, please, please. I'm telling y'all right now, and I tell people this all the time. Don't text my husband. Don't DM my husband about anything because you will get lost in the sauce. Please use the emails, use the websites, use the means of communication that we are sharing with you guys. Let's see. I think that's it. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. This was a good first Wednesday back. Thank you, guys. You made me feel so loved. Thank you. I will see y'all hopefully next Wednesday. If you would like to be a part of our Bible study. So our group chat does Bible study Sundays at 12:15, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. If you are interested in being a part of any of these gatherings, they are all virtual, by the way. So if you're interested in being a part of any of these gatherings, please send me a DM to @MissMonosWorld, again, on any socials, and I will get you added to the group chat. If you do not have an iPhone, that is okay. We will work with you. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. Bring your Androids, bring your Google devices, bring your hungry, huddled, tired masses. All right. I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you Sunday at 12:15 if you're part of the Bible study, Wednesday at 7 o'clock for prayer, and then back here next Wednesday at 8 o'clock for another live. I thank you so much for hanging out with me. Shalom, shalom, and good night.
Doing things.
Mono.
Living super clean. That it came on.
One time for my king doing king things. My these hoes cause he know he got a good thing.
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue Magad. Now also available on the Saya TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
I'm save you in the end like a Seminole. Be help me, shout to let the silly go.
One time for the men doing gang
Fuck
thing.
king.